Hello and welcome back to another video on the rest of the way and to another edition of Raw Out of 10. And yeah, a big show today. It's the Raw before WrestleMania Backlash, and yeah, that's looking like an interesting card. Obviously we've got the 6-man that seems like got a main event. For some reason it's been changed from that unification match, which I'm still pretty mad about. And being elsewhere on the card, Cody v Seth, Ronda v Charlotte. It's an exciting card, and let's get straight into the Raw before that. And it kicks off with the Bloodline. And the usual acknowledgements happened at the start of the show before they were interrupted by RK Bro. Randy Orton and Riddle attacked the Usos with RKOs and motion for Drew McIntyre to join them, who came out and joined the Bloodline as a full-blown fight broke out in the ring. And yeah, good start to Raw, kind of just the chaos we're expecting at the weekend. And yeah, that's exactly what it did. So it did its job, good to see Roman Reigns. So yeah, good stuff. Then we had a quick little backstage skit with Kevin Owens. He got into an argument with Ezekiel and the Street Profits, leading to a 6-man tag team match against the Alpha Academy. Angelo Dawkins and Chad Gable kicked off the match, and Montez was tagged in early on. Gable got some big moves in before Ford got dropkick in. Ophis and the Pirate came in, and the Profits and Ezekiel teamed up for a massive tandem dropkick on the big guy. Owens then came in with a springboard moonsault, but it's before Ezekiel got a spine buster on Gable, but Otis broke things up. A brawl broke out in the ring before KO tripped Ezekiel in the ring, allowing Gable to roll him up and pick up the win. And yeah, get a 6 out of 10 from me. Decent little match. Obviously, I guess this feud is leading to Backlash, but we'll see. But you know, for what it was, it's a good little match. Before back on Raw, Styles was being interviewed about his match with Priest tonight and said if he won, the latter would have to be banned from ringside at Backlash. Deville was backstage, and Pierce told us her executive powers were suspended due to an investigation of conduct, and she would compete in a tag team match later as well. We then got a Veer squash match and tossed him around the ring early on. He got a splash in the corner before getting another big tackle in the middle of the ring. He then hit $1 million area before locking in the cervical clutch for the easy win on Bert Hansen. Yeah, good stuff. After the match, his opponent dragged him back into the ring before locking the cervical clutch and wiping him out again. Yeah, Veer's looking like a beast at the moment, 6 out of 10. Edge and Damian Priest were out next, and the Race Star Superstar introduced themselves as Judgment Day before saying the fans hated him before they hated themselves. Edge told Stars to stay at home at Backlash to avoid the pain and suffering that the Hall of Fame will bring to him on Sunday, and that led straight into Priest versus Stars. Priest got some big moves earlier on, got the breaking arrow before Styles sent him outside and hit a forearm dive, but was sent head first into the ring post. Back after a break, Styles got a massive rack bomb for a near fall. Styles then got another near fall for his sunset flip and then a backbreaker. Priest took a Pele kick before Styles tried for the phenomenal forearm, but was met with a South of Heaven chokeslam. Styles tried to hit a calf crusher before getting a sudden win off a roll up. And yeah, gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Decent little match, great result. Bill Styles up ahead of the match. And yeah, we got some backstage, some post-match stuff afterwards. Edge and Priest attacking Styles after the match and hit the wrestling before getting steel chairs. Balor rushed to the ring and chased Edge and Priest out of the ring. And yeah, could we be teasing a little Bullet Club alliance? Certainly interesting. With good Balor something to do, and I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. Cedric then walked to MVP and Amos backstage and wanted to see the Hurt Business back together with Lashley. Alexander proposed the match between him and Lashley to prove himself, and the latter agreed. Yeah, that didn't go too well. No spoilers. The Miz was out with Miz TV and called Mustafa Ali to the ring. The alias taunted Ali, making fun of him before the two got in each other's faces. Theory came out and said that after last week's showing, he and Mr. McMahon agreed that Ali deserved a number one contenders match, but against him and The Miz. The Miz started off the match and tried for a sunset flip, but took a stomp. Ali was then tossed to the outside before Theory came in with the tag. The US champ was in control but took a big drop kick and a neck breaker. Theory grabbed Ali by the leg and the latter kicked him off and went into the ring. The Miz then caught Ali off guard and hit a skull crashing finale on the ropes, picking up the victory. Ciampa attacked Ali from behind as Raw went on. And yeah, this is a really interesting dynamic with Ali. I don't really know where it's going, but yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I'm just going to kind of reserve judgment. Backstage, Nikki ASH ambushed Dana Brooke to pick up the 24/7 title, and then there was a rematch in the ring. Brooke got some big moves early on before Nikki left the ring, and Brooke chased after her, only to get caught in the ring apron. Back in the ring, Brooke hit a cartwheel splash in a corner and a huge neck breaker, getting a pin. After the match, Akira Archery from Reggie tried to pin Brooke for the 24/7 title. Reggie was slapped by Brooke, who walked off and saying that she wanted a divorce. Crikey, that was quick. 5 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, like, I can't lie, this was just well, how can I put it? Bollocks. Becky Lynch was backstage and said that her comeback would begin by destroying Asuka before Seth Rollins was out, and it was time to show him appreciation. Only half the crowd was into it, and the rest booed, especially after he trashed on Cody Rhodes. The crowd chanting, "We want Cody," and Rollins said that the fans had forgotten how good he was. Rhodes walked out, and two talked about Dusty Rhodes, who Rollins called delusional, just like Cody is now. Rollins said that neither of the Rhodes were good enough to win the WWE Championship before Cody attacked him. Rollins took the Cody cutter before fleeing the wing. And yeah, good promo. I mean, like, these two are really great together. So, good stuff from me. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the rematch. And yeah, like I say every week, it's still surreal to see Cody in WWE again. But before we got Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander. Alexander started off strong and unloaded on Lashley as the match kicked off, but the Almighty overpowered him right away. MVP and Amos came out to make it a stretch to allow Alexander to take Lashley down once more. Lashley was tossed out the ring and blocked from a big dive from Alexander before sending him into the barricades. Lashley sent Alexander into the ring post before getting a spear in the ring. He then got the hurt lock and Alexander tapped out right away. Yeah, guess you're not getting the Hurt Business 2.0, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it. But yeah, anyway, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, like, it was fine. Dominant win for Lashley, and yeah, just kind of the build up for Saturday. But Olivia Morgan was backstage on Raw and said that Rhea Ripley was actually disappointed with herself and was simply projecting it on Morgan. Backstage, R-Truth was giving Reggie relationship advice before agreeing to be his divorce attorney. Nikki, ASH and Doudrop teased a possible alliance before he headed to the main event. And Becky Lynch, Sonya Deville and Rhea Ripley versus Asuka, Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. Asuka and Becky kicked off the match and Sonya was tagged in early on before Bianca joined in. Deville quickly passed off the tag to Rhea before the match continued. Ripley reversed suplex and dropped Belair in the hair before Deville was tagged back in. Liv Morgan and Belair hit Deville with double team moves before Lynch snuck in the tag and returned the favour on Morgan. The latter got a near fall off a knee strike in the corner before starting a ringside brawl with Ripley. Lynch went out and dragged Morgan back in before hitting her with a top rope move. Back after break, Ripley isolated Morgan in their corner, but she managed to reverse a big move and make the tag to Belair. The EST then hit a vertical suplex on Ripley before being caught on the top rope for a combined suplex by Sonya and Rhea. Asuka was back in and hit Deville with a German suplex before Morgan snuck in the tag. We got a big sequence of moves from Dave's team before Deville got a near fall on Morgan. Deville tried to use the ropes to get the pin, but was caught. Morgan came in off the distraction and got the pin. Yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Decent little match, and yeah, for me the right result, and of course it's just several feuds all building up at once, and for me it did that job well. So yeah, I enjoyed the segment on the whole. I thought it was good and perfectly serviceable for the main event of Raw, which is of course what we want. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, once again, I thought it was an okay episode of Raw. Probably not as good as last week, but I did say last week was as good as it's been for a while, and I'd still stand by that. But yeah, on the whole, I thought it was a decent enough episode of Raw, so it gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Some bits that I liked, some bits that I weren't so supportive of, but that's kind of just general with the episode of Raw nowadays. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, thanks for subscribing for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel, subscribe, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.